Hey all you Stuverro fans out there, this is Stuverro doing yet another Smackdown review. I hope you guys enjoy it, and so let's get started right now. Let's start it off with AJ and Paige versus Summer Rae and Cameron. I'm excited to see that the Divas division is getting better and better every time we see them. I'm glad to see that despite the controversy, the fact that AJ stood up to Stephanie McMahon, called Stephanie McMahon out over Twitter, I'm glad to see that that is not affecting the Divas division, and that the Divas are actually getting a chance. I'm not 100% sure if the hashtag is still going around for Give Divas a Chance, but please, let's encourage this. I want to see more Divas matches. The Divas matches are getting so much better now, and I'm really happy to see that. It just goes to show that the Divas division actually means something again, and that is a good thing to see. Then we had Ryback versus The Miz. It wasn't a too bad match. We had Mizdow obviously watching backstage. Apparently he had to do something for Miz or whatever. We saw Mizdow watching backstage. The Miz obviously lost against Ryback. I'm interested to see how far creative is going to take this rivalry between Miz and Mizdow. We know that both of them are in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania, so we won't be seeing them in one-on-one action at WrestleMania. We might see something before WrestleMania, perhaps on a Raw or Smackdown show, where Mizdow lies down for the Miz when Miz threatens once again to fire Mizdow, or it might only be until at WrestleMania that we see Mizdow get one over on the Miz by eliminating the Miz. From there, them getting into a one-on-one rivalry. Personally, I'm a little bit worried about Mizdow at the moment, because I hate to say this is all he has, because he obviously has tremendous talent, and he can get things done. And so I just don't know how or where they'll take Mizdow once Mizdow has officially left The Miz and stops being with The Miz and goes it on his own. Will Damien Mizdow change back to Damien Sandow and, be the great talent that he is, with the risk, of course, that fans will no longer be on his side because he no longer has the Mizdow persona? Or will the fans stay behind him regardless of whether he stays as Mizdow or if he changes back to Damien Sandow, or perhaps even gives himself brand new identity as it is? He used to be in WWE in 2005-2006 actually, under a different name. Maybe he will go back under that name. I really don't know, but I do hope that Damien Mizdow actually goes somewhere after the rivalry with The Miz. Then we had the great return of Mark Henry, obviously confronting Roman Reigns, saying that nobody respects Roman Reigns and that Roman Reigns cannot beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I'm actually quite happy to see Mark Henry back. I don't know if he's going to be back for a long while or if he's only doing a part-time contract now, such as like what Rob Van Dam does, where he has a 90-day contract. I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen with Mark Henry at the moment. Is Mark Henry perhaps only going to be making special appearances, such as like with this confrontation with Roman Reigns, where Roman Reigns actually proves himself by stepping up, Superman punching Mark Henry and spearing him through the barricade? Maybe that's what Mark Henry's role is going to be now. I'm not too sure yet, but I do hope, though, that we do see a little bit more of Mark Henry. I would like to see Mark Henry be put into the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Unfortunately for that, it's just because, really, if you think about it, 95% of the time, if not more, the big guy does not win the Battle Royals or the Royal Rumbles. Because obviously they're known as these guys who have to have like 4 or 5 guys on them just to eliminate them. And so more often than not, you get the big guys being ganged up on and then being eliminated like that, or else the typical pull down the rope as they're running towards the guy. That's how they get eliminated as well. But really, I mean, I can't think of any time where the big guys, such as like Big Show or Kane or Mark Henry, has actually won a battle royal. But I do hope to see Mark Henry in that battle royal anyways, perhaps being one of the last few guys in that battle royal. I don't know if they'll then keep him on after that, or if he'll just go get time off again. I think some guys like the Big Show, Kane, Mark Henry, Christian, these old guys, these guys that have been in the company for 10, 20 years now. I think guys like these, excluding John Cena because he's won the damn title so many times already, but these guys deserve to have at least one more run, either with the world title or the WWE title. I think it would be great. I think that creative would be able to incorporate it quite nicely, especially with someone like Mark Henry, who a few years back was quite dominant after he beat, I think it was Randy Orton for the World Heavyweight title. He was dominant for a few months with the world title before he was beaten. And I would like to see a run like that again. Same as with Big Show. I wouldn't mind seeing the title around Randy Orton's waist again. I think it would be great. Randy Orton is a tremendous athlete and can get things done. So I'm excited to see where they take Mark Henry. Is Mark Henry going to be shown more often until WrestleMania? Is he going to be shown after WrestleMania? What's going to happen? It's bound to be exciting. So, onto the match, the 8-man tag team match between the New Day and the Usos versus Los Matadores and Cesaro and Kid. Just off the bat, right off the bat, I think this 8-man tag team match was a great match. It was certainly better than what most of these 8-man and 6-man tag team matches usually are. It was a lot of back and forth action, and they actually just pulled it off really nicely. I liked how there was actually dissension between the different teams, even between the tag team partners, such as with the New Day having dissension with the Usos. You had the Usos, one of the Usos doing a springboard dive over the top rope, and then the Xavier Woods, who is on the Usos team, actually doing a dive onto that one Uso as well. Which is, it was great to see. It made the match exciting. I think it's quite safe to say that come WrestleMania, it will definitely be a fatal 4-way tag team match for the WWE tag team titles, which worries me a bit. I'm excited to see all these teams together in this match, but it does lower the chance of Cesaro and Kid retaining the titles, which kind of makes me wonder, will this be the end of the push for Cesaro and Kid? Is this where it ends? I certainly hope so. These superstars are great superstars. I wouldn't mind seeing the titles around Los Matadores waist. I think it's about time that they get titles as well. However, I would actually like to rather see Cesaro and Tyson Kidd retain their titles. I've said it over and over again. Cesaro and Kidd keep bringing something new to the table in their tag team matches, and they're exciting superstars to see. They have tremendous talent, and I enjoy watching them. We had Daniel Bryan coming out declaring that he is going to be a part of the Intercontinental Championship ladder match at WrestleMania, which for me, that was a waste of time. Really, okay, I kind of understand why. It's because creative wanted Daniel Bryan to kind of explain that he was disappointed. He tried to get the thought of him not being at WrestleMania out of his mind, and then him realizing that the only title he hasn't won is the Intercontinental Championship, thus inserting himself into that ladder match. But really, was it necessary? Because I think every single person who had already been watching the shows previously after Fastlane already knew he was in that ladder match. If you think about, there was that one week, I think, on Raw, where he pointed to the WrestleMania sign and started doing the yes chant. Then another week, R-Truth gave him the Intercontinental Championship, and thus Daniel Bryan did the yes chant after that as well, with the Intercontinental Championship in his hand. And the fact that he's kind of been involved in these matches with either Bad News Barrett or Dolph Ziggler or someone, really, I think it was pretty obvious that Daniel Bryan was already in that match, as well as everybody else who's been a part of this segment. So I thought that was a bit of a waste of time. A new hashtag to trend on Twitter, come and get it, started by R-Truth. R-Truth pretty much saying, if you want the Intercontinental Championship, come and get it. And I can't remember if he did put it out as a hashtag, but I did. So I say, let's make it a trend. Come on, come and get it. When referring to the IC title, I think it's a great one, and I love how the Intercontinental Championship has prestige to it once again. I hope that after WrestleMania, we will still see that the fight that goes towards getting that Intercontinental Championship. Then we saw an interview with Randy Orton. Randy Orton pretty much saying that he was biding his time. It was fun to play mind games with the Authority and Seth Rollins. Seeing the relief on Seth Rollins' face when Seth Rollins thought that Randy Orton was actually on the Authority's side. I thought it was played out really well. The interview was good. We all know Randy Orton is a great talker. He's great both on the microphone and in interviews. Randy Orton is one of those guys who can be a face, but he's not like the normal faces that we see that the fans are behind, yet the face doesn't acknowledge the fans really, or isn't really sucking up to the fans, saying, you know, it's all about them and whatever. Randy Orton's quite the opposite. He's more of a heel face. I mean, he's, if you can label it like that, he's considered a face, but he doesn't banter to the fans. And I think that's great. We should have more faces like that. I suppose you can say the same thing for Cesaro and Kid. Cesaro and Kid, the fans are completely behind them, but they're both meant to be heels, and they still play the heel card. They still do heel things, but the fans still enjoy seeing Cesaro and Kid as tag team champions and as a tag team. So I'm quite enjoying the segment with Randy Orton, and I'm excited to see what WrestleMania has in store for Randy Orton and Seth Rollins. Obviously, Randy Orton saying that on Raw he will call Seth Rollins out and challenge him to a match at WrestleMania. I have a feeling it might maybe be a handicap match with J&J Security and Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton. Might be a gauntlet match, or it might just be a no disqualification match at WrestleMania. Either way, I'm excited to see where they take it and what they do. Of course, though, you have to keep in mind that I suppose WWE won't want to do too many extreme matches at WrestleMania, even though it would make the matches more exciting. They probably won't want to do too many special or extreme matches, mainly because the pay-per-view after WrestleMania is Extreme Rules, and that's where every single match is meant to be extreme, such as no DQ matches or table matches, things like that. And so they probably won't be making too many special matches, but I can see them making a handicap match at WrestleMania between Seth Rollins and J&J Security versus Randy Orton. Then we go on to the very final match, the 6-man tag team match. This is quite special because there's an 8-man tag team match, and now there's a 6-man tag team match as well. You don't often see that, but it's cool. It's cool. Anyway, you had Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, and Dean Ambrose versus Bad News Barrett, Luke Harper, and Stardust. Something that was different about this time around was that R-Truth was not a commentary. Pretty much every time Bad News Barrett or someone involved in the Intercontinental Championship picture was in a match, you'd always have R-Truth at commentary. So it was a bit different this time around, which is good. At least it's not being too repetitive. So I was quite happy to see that. Daniel Bryan's team won. You had an interview with all these faces. It was quite funny. Dean Ambrose called Daniel Bryan a turd. I actually don't know if that was intended. I don't know if Dean Ambrose was meant to say something else. But anyways, Dean Ambrose called Daniel Bryan a turd. And then Dolph Ziggler actually also said, Daniel Bryan, yes, you are a turd. And Daniel Bryan asked if the WWE Universe thought he was a turd, and they all chanted, no, no, no. So, I'm interested to see if there's perhaps a triple threat match between Dolph Ziggler, Dean Ambrose, and Daniel Bryan before WrestleMania, or if there's going to be a one-on-one match between Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler before WrestleMania, maybe between Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler, between Dean Ambrose and Daniel Bryan. I don't know. I'm interested to see it. As for the one-on-one between Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler, I think that'll either be done before WrestleMania, like just on a Raw or SmackDown show, or it will even be done at Extreme Rules, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe one of the two will be an Intercontinental Champion, and they will fight for the IC title at Extreme Rules. I don't know. I'm pretty excited to see where all this is going to lead up to, what's going to happen next. Guys, this has been my review. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please subscribe, comment, share this video. I really need the support. It would be really appreciated, guys. Hope you enjoy this. Please tune in for the Raw review on Monday night, which I'll be doing the review on Tuesday. So please keep it in mind. And I hope to see more of you guys soon. This is Stuverro. Peace out.